new hypothesis and theory of the origin of the Egyptian Sphinxes matches their construction with similar monuments that we see on Mars, especially the Cydonia Plateau. Egypt has always aroused interest for its mystery, mythology, and majestic buildings that are witnesses of ancient eras. Traditionally, it was believed that the Egyptians built the Great Sphinx along with the Pyramid Cheops. However, the question of how this was accomplished with limited tools and primitive technologies compared to modern ones remains open. And recent research has shown that the Sphinx of Giza may not have been built by humans. Scientific work by a team of scientists from New York University is shining new light on this ancient, mysterious site. This, of course, is on Cydonia Plateau of Mars. Instead of the traditional concept according to which the Sphinx was created by Egyptian sculptors, researchers propose a completely new sensational theory. The Sphinx is a natural formation, they say, created by natural processes, if you could believe that. And man has already made a minimum effort to give this natural structure the desired recognizable shape while maintaining the foundation. The basis of their research was a natural formation known as a yardang, which is formed by the weathering of rocks such as sandstone and clay. Yardangs often resemble the shape of sitting or lying animals that can be found in desert areas with dry and hot climates, including northeastern Egypt. Scientists, to confirm their theory, created the conditions from the formation of yardangs in laboratory conditions. They used soft clay with a harder, less erodible material inside to simulate the terrain of northeastern Egypt. These formations were then washed through with a stream of water that simulated strong desert winds. In 1972, the U.S. Mariner probe reached Mars. It took more than 3,000 images of the Mars surface. Of these, 500 were published in the general press. At one of them, the world saw a dilapidated pyramid, as experts calculated nearly 1 mile high, and a sphinx with the human face. But unlike the Egyptian one, which looks ahead, the Martian sphinx looks into the sky. More than a decade passed and photographs of another sphinx and pyramid were published. In the new photographs, it was clearly possible to distinguish a sphinx, a pyramid, and a third structure, the remains of a wall of a rectangular structure. The sphinx, looking at the sky, had a frozen tear rolling out of his eye. A hypothesis arose: a war occurred between Mars and Earth, and those whom the ancients called gods were people who colonized Mars. The Martian colony decided to separate from its mother country, which was the Earth, or vice versa, just as America separated from England, etc. And there were also supporters of the natural origin of these objects on Mars, and this opinion has received quite terrestrial, admittedly hypothetical confirmation, although we really want to believe that in the past there was not just life on Mars, but also developed civilization akin to ours, according to Solask. Let me remind you, I do have a playlist of the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth Hermes Trismegistus, and in there he talks about the tremendous advanced technology and philosophy they had. They even had interstellar travel and also interdimensional travel. They were able to switch from one dimension to the other. But he also talks about the fact that a general and his entourage were exiled to Mars. Mars, he says, at that time had the same atmosphere as Earth, and there were people living on it. But he says that an Atlantean general and his entourage were exiled to Mars. The general was to be, at his death, entombed in an area with a face on top of his tomb, looking at the sky, so that as the Atlanteans of Earth passed by Mars, they would see where he was buried. And his entourage of generals and advisors were to be buried not far from there, under pyramids. And this we see, of course, in the area of the Cydonia Plateau on Mars, the face and pyramids next to it. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.